Welcome to Optimal Timelines. I am your guide, Sean Collins, and helping you to connect to your most optimal future timeline. So it's that time again. It's going to be the monthly Tarotscope readings for the month of August 2021. And remember, the reason I use the North Node as opposed to your sun, moon, or ascendant sign is because it's much more relevant to your actual soul path, your life path, and I find it much more accurate. Also, remember, if you'd like a personal reading, there'll be a link in the description box below. And if you came upon this video and you don't know what your North Node is or what the whole North Node thing is about, there's going to be some links also in the description box. So thanks for watching. Let's get started. Okay, so this is going to be your monthly Tarotscope for everybody with their North Node in Cancer and or the 4th house. So I'm going to connect to the energies and we can begin. I call upon my spirit guides and guardians and the wisdom of my ancestors to bring forth the information that's true and correct for all who see this reading, that it may bring them the most beautiful, happy life possible and set them on their most optimal future timeline. So may it be. Okay, so the spread over on this side of the table is for the first half of the month. So everything from the 1st to the 15th, and then the spread over on this side represents the second half of the month from the 16th to the end. Okay, so what I'm seeing for you, North Nodes in Cancer, is I'm seeing a big message that make sure that you're spending time to celebrate life and enjoy life. You know, with your South Node in Capricorn or the 10th house, sometimes you can forget to, really celebrate life and to kind of enjoy things. And, I'm kind of seeing that energy, and that's like first and foremost of like what's kind of coming up. The other thing too is I'm seeing like there for the first half of the month, there's some emotional confusion regarding like around love, but like a lack of love or lack of nurturing, I'm getting, and this is kind of causing a confusion of like what do I do about it, which way do I go? And what this is telling me big time is that the reason that you feel sometimes like throughout your life, there's been times where you felt like there were emotional gaps or that there was like a lack of love and nurturing. And it has to, remember everything in our life really, even no matter what people have done to us or situations, it really is, it all comes back to us, meaning that it's our life path, our responsibility to where we have to overcome that. But when you've felt that way, what I'm getting big time for you is it's about refocusing your energy, you refocusing, because there has been, if you have feel like there's been like any sort of like either lack of love, lack of nurturing, lack of connection, and for some of you this could even go back to like mother energy, okay? um it's just because you're naturally wired to focus on different things. So what ends up happening is, if you, for example, let's just take a simple analogy. So if you've got a picnic table set out before you, and you are just focusing on like salty foods, okay? And all of a sudden you're like, oh wow, like I am really thirsty. And you go over and you have to focus on drinks, okay? You know, any sort of drinks to quench your thirst. The reason that you got that thirst was because you were just focused on those salty foods, okay? And it's interesting too, because I didn't even think about this, but like salt, you know, is like earth, Capricorn 10th house, and like drinks, anything liquid, is water, Cancer, the 4th house. Okay, so it's like, that's what this is telling me. Like your personal focus is first and foremost always on things that are Capricorn and 10th house. Okay. And and then when you all of a sudden realize, oh wow, like I'm thirsty, I need like nurturing, I need love, there's other things, there's this lack in your life. It's just because either, well, in this life and also in past lives, based on your South Node, you know, you've focused on things that were of a, you know, Capricorn or 10th house nature, which is, um, work, career, finances, success, as opposed to things of the heart, like, family, friends, okay, emotional connection. So all this is simply telling you is that refocus to the emotional. So whatever it is, if you're feeling a lack of something, just refocus your energy. So let's say that, this is resonating with you and connecting, like, okay, I feel a lack of, excuse me, a lack of love and support and nurturing in my life. Okay. What do you do about it? The first thing you can do is, whoever is around you that you can be loving toward, that you can be nurturing toward, and you could be, supportive for, that's what you do. And it will come back to you. It will flow back to you because you're focusing your energy on that. And you might say, well, why is, why am I going to, I'm feeling the lack. Why am I going to give? But see, that's the key right there, because it's about, that's how you start to focus. You're like, okay, even in small things, like, for example, you are in a situation where someone at work or a friend is telling you a story that is like super emotional for them, or it's some situation where it requires some compassion and understanding. Okay. Well, really, really, like, listen to them, be supportive to them, open up your heart and say, wow, like, okay, put yourself in their place, if you can truly do that, as opposed to just saying, oh yeah, that's too bad, and just kind of like not really connecting. But when you can begin to do that and open up your heart, now, it's going to change things. Now, if you're feeling like in, like actual love relationships, there's this lack, it's a little bit more tricky, because, you've got to, that relationship was established in a certain way, so it's going to take some time. But remember, it's always, it's going to take some time to turn it around. Not all the time, but just remember, you need to begin to focus on putting that energy out there. Okay. And then you're going to start to feel more of it come back to you. Now, if a lot of you with your south node in Capricorn, there could be some uh, issues with like nurturing, going back to childhood, and you know that's something that is a little bit difficult to deal with. But the reason that did happen, just so you know, is it's to begin to open up your heart and crack it to feel, crack it open. Okay. um Remember that with a south node in Capricorn, or the 10th house, it's really a lack of being open to emotions and feeling from past lives and even in this life. And so you're supposed to go through a wide range of emotional spectrums, okay, in this life, okay. And so, like, moving on to the second half of the month, um I feel like what's happening is there's going to be something to where you're going to make a breakthrough, and that could come in the sense of endings, but ending a way of being, ending a way of thinking, and you know moving forward. And that's what this is doing. It's like it's going to be like August is going to be a little bit more intense emotionally. But remember to celebrate it. Remember to celebrate like emotions, um, and that if you look back and you've look back on your past and you have gone through some really really intense emotional things, realize that it's those experiences um, that you need to have in this lifetime based on this North Node. It's because you've spent too long with a protected heart. You spent too long like kind of covering up those emotions, and now it's time for you to really experience these things. um I feel like the second half of the month, um you are getting rid of a lot of like old beliefs are being like transferred out. That's like the endings I'm seeing for like most of you, is like you're ending a lot of ways of thinking, and you're like, I've got to like move in a new direction, and I've got to like put certain things, to rest. But remember, at the end of the day this month, what you want to realize is the way out for you always is going to be through the heart. It's going to be through vulnerability. It's going to be through opening your heart, opening your emotions, and allowing yourself to be vulnerable. And that is your key to freedom. um Building a wall around the heart and your emotions, and not giving life to that emotional side of your life, okay, is what is going to keep you uh like locked. And when you start to do this, it may seem, like I said, really mm, like not powerful, but it really really is. When you start to open up those areas of your life and become comfortable with emotions, that's the key to really really open up that heart, and look at things and make emotions important in your life. And I'm seeing some like huge breakthroughs. But yeah, um it's going to be an intense month as far as getting on your new path. But I feel like most of you are doing the work. And if you feel like when you're in the middle of this month in August, and you're going through anything, always think like the way out of it is to feel. To feel is going to be your key, always. And it's not always going to be easy. It's not going to feel easy because it doesn't feel